all the clues that your ancestor might be leaving you in his or her marriage record? Not sure? In today's video, I'm going to give you a chance to peek over my shoulder and watch as I examine and analyze marriage records for ancestors. Hey there, if we haven't met before, I'm Lisa with Are You My Cousin? And this YouTube channel is designed to help you find your ancestors, grow your family tree, but not be overwhelmed in the process. So if that sounds like your cup of tea, you're in the right place. Now today's video is sponsored by archives.com. Whether you are a beginner or seasoned researcher, Archives offers everything you need to get started on your genealogy journey. Archives focuses on a diverse range of census, vital immigration, and military records, serving as more than just a database, but as a partner in your discoveries. Users can seamlessly attach records using the Family Tree Builder and unearth new details about their ancestors. With users of all skill levels in mind, Archives ensures affordability for everyone. Part of the Ancestry family, Archives operates completely independently, ensures a more focused collection at a lower price point, with many users discovering unique records not found anywhere else. If you're ready to dig in and find search tips, be sure and check out their help section and expert advice on specific record collections and research goals on their blog. Start the journey with Archives today to uncover the stories that connect to the past. Now, marriage records are some of those first records that we like to look for as genealogy researchers. If you're new to genealogy research, or if you've been doing this for a while, you know typically we like to start with and find for each of our ancestors the birth, marriage, and death records. Is it always possible? Well, no. But is it worth the search? Absolutely. And so I want to make sure that as we're finding those records, and in today's video, particularly marriage records, that we are extracting all of the information, all of the clues that we can possibly find for our ancestors. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you today. So I'm going to take you over to archives.com and we're going to explore some marriage records. I'm going to turn the camera around. I'm going to let you peek over my shoulder. We're going to analyze some different marriage records so that you can get an idea of types of things that you would want to look for and make note of when it comes to evaluating that marriage certificate and getting the most of it and finding all of the clues your ancestor is leaving you. All right, so I am over here on archives.com looking at an early marriage record out of the state of Utah. And so I wanted to show you that and let you kind of get an idea of what it is I'm gathering, what type of information I'm gathering at, and what it is I can pull from this particular record. Now, here's what we're looking at right here. This is a different record. It's not this couple, but I'm going to enlarge this just a bit so you can see a little better. All right, so what we have here is the application to marry, and we have a male affidavit and a female affidavit in order to state that, yes, they truly are single and eligible to be married. So here we have state of Utah and the county of Utah. I, Leon S. Harwood of Springville, state of Utah, desiring to procure a license to marry Jane Reese of Spanish Fork County and the state of Utah. So right there, we know a few things. So we know Leon Harwood. We know that his middle initial he's stating is S. So that can be useful in perhaps further documents, future documents, if we're not sure if we have men by more than the same, another Leon Harwood, and we need to differentiate between the two. That could give us a clue. We know he is from Springville. We know that his intended bride, Jane, is from Spanish Fork County. So it gives us an idea. We at least know where they were living at the time. Leon goes on to state that he is of the age of 26 and that his intended bride, Jane Reese, is of the age of 20 years. States that they are both single, unmarried, and may lawfully contract to be joined in marriage. Now, because Leon signed this affidavit was made on April 24th, 1899. We can do the math, and we know that Leon was born about 1873, Jane was born about 1879, so there is a bit of a gap. They have about a 6-year gap there. And this was actually signed by the county clerk. Now, Jane had to also do something similar. She had to state that she gave her full name, was also the person that he described. She did not fill in her age, I noticed, but she did say that she was single and unmarried and could lawfully contract and be joined in this marriage. So she signed it. So we have the original signature for both of these individuals. And once again, the county clerk signed it here as well. Now, one of the things that's really to think about is it says that each of them says that they are single and unmarried. Technically, it doesn't say that they've never been married. So I guess you need to kind of keep that in mind, but it does say they are single and unmarried at the time. Now, this particular one, you always want to make sure, even when things are left blank, that you understand what was left blank on a record and why. And in this case, you've got an entire section that was left blank. Well, the reason is because this section was for the consent of a parent or guardian if the marriage of a minor was occurring. So if one of them was a minor, then the parent or guardian would need to fill out this section. So we obviously know based on their ages, they were not minors, so this was not needed. But you definitely want to just know that that's there, because you wouldn't ever want to just skip information that could potentially be there and not realize what it could tell you. Now, here's an example for a Texas marriage record that came out that I wanted to share with you as well. So let me just enlarge this a bit. Let me drop down right here. We're going to take a look at this one right here in the center here. And so this is Dallas County. It says State of Texas, County of Dallas. So this is a marriage license. Let me, if I get that a little bit bigger for you guys. And what you'll notice is this one says a little bit different. And this one, again, is from 1939. So this is a more modern one, I guess, in reference to what we looked at previously. It says, to any regularly licensed or ordained minister of the gospel, Jewish rabbi, judge, or of the district or county court, or justice of the peace in the state of Texas, greetings. You are hereby authorized to celebrate the rites of matrimony between Marcellus Tom Brown and Helen Doris Dones. Okay, so this is the license part of it. So, they applied for their license, and they were given that was given to the officiant, and this told the officiant, yes, you are allowed to marry these individuals. And it went on and said, and make due return to the county clerk of court, return to the county clerk of said county within 60 days thereafter, certifying your action on this license. So this is the license part. And once the marriage was completed, the minister was then required to return his completed portion within 60 days. So sometimes you might hear these referred to as minister's returns. So he said, and so the county clerk has stated, this license was from October 19th, 1939. All right. Then the Reverend A.L. Seeley returned his and said, I certify that on the 19th of October, 1939, I united in marriage Mr. Marcellus Tom, or maybe it's Marcellus Fane Brown, and Miss Helen Doris Dones. Witness my hand on the 19th day of October of 1939. So they got the license and got married on the same day, obviously. But they had the license part, then the minister filled out his portion and returned it. And then he signed it. Now, here's what I really wanted to point out. This is important, guys, because if you're researching this family, and oftentimes we get stuck, at least I do. And so dig a little deeper and understand our ancestors' lives. You want to understand who married this couple, all right? Reverend A.L. Seeley. Now, we know he's a minister, and he actually, this is wonderful here because I don't always see this. He actually put in there, he was the pastor of Bethany Church. That tells us where this couple went to church. At least one of them did. And, they didn't just pull any old minister off the street to marry them. This gentleman out of a specific church married him. Well, we want to know why. Was that perhaps the home church of Helen Doris Dones? Or maybe it was Marcellus's home church. Or maybe they both went there. Maybe both families, the Browns and the Dones family, were part of that. But should you need to find further records for this couple, then this church might be a place to look if it's still in existence, or you might need to reach out to the Historical Society to see perhaps the history of the church and perhaps what happened to it. But definitely would give you a clue as to some of their religious beliefs, as well as a lead on clues to other records. So that was the piece I really wanted to show you here. But additionally, we want to make sure we're seeing every single number and every single letter on this particular page. We want to know the number. We always make a reference for that. Should we need to look it up again? We've got the number. We've got full names here, guys, full names. So that's important that we can use those. So in the event we have these individuals of the similar names, we could perhaps use those middle names, those full names, to be able to differentiate in the future. We also know that the Reverend, maybe Seeley, returned and filed this record on October 27th, 1939. So he didn't dilly-dally. He had 60 days, but he got it back in with less than 10 days. So he got that in, and that this record was then actually recorded on October 27th. So the clerk was going pretty quick there to get that done. And then we have the signature of the deputy of the court who did that. And so we have all of that done. This is a really nice record, and I wanted to make sure I showed you that you can find not just full names. Ironically, we don't have ages for this couple, but we do have this minister's return, which gives us a clue as to their religious beliefs and their church as well that they may have attended. I hope you found that helpful, because marriage records can be such a gold mine when it comes to finding clues for our ancestors. Use those marriage records to find more information, certainly about the bride and the groom, but also don't overlook the fact that you may be finding information on other family members who were closely associated with the couple. Now learn more about your ancestors' other vital records in the video on your screen now.